Ramdino here, coming at you from North Carolina once again. Welcome to our May 13th, 2019 Appalachian Trail Thru Hiker Update. This is where lots of folks come to get their updates on the thru hikers for the Appalachian Trail for 2019. A lot of folks come here just to see what I'm up and doing on the trails, and that's why this channel was created originally, to chronicle what I've been doing on the trails. But here lately we've been chronicling what's going on with the Appalachian Trail 2019 thru hiker community, and building community around those folks and helping support them all the way to Katahdin or all the way to Springer Mountain or anywhere in between. So if you're interested in that, then go down and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell and subscribe to this channel, and then you can go to my Facebook page at Ramdino Roaming the Trails, and there you'll find a list of all the thru hikers that we are tracking this year. You'll find their links to their blogs, and you can go and make comments and support them all the way throughout their journey. So I hope you'll do that. Hope you'll help us build the hiker community this year. So let's go ahead and see what's going on the trail. So right now we've got current registrations. Nobo are 2,304, and that's up from 2,293 last week. Flip-floppers are 169, up from 159 of last week, and Sobo is 189, up from 167. So that gives us somewhere around 2,662, up from 2,619 last week. And last week, if you watched last week, you'll recall that the bag tags exceeded the Nobos down at Amicalola Falls. I didn't get the number on the bag tags this week that are going out the doors, but they exceeded last week, so I'm sure they did this week. And so that means we've got quite a few folks who are not actually registering online. Where I've gotten this data from, they are registering when they walk to the door to Amicalola Falls, and that's probably happening at Katahdin Stream Campground for Sobos and at Harper's Ferry for flip-floppers. So we're probably somewhere close to 3,000, if not quite over that, for this year's class of 2019 Appalachian Trail thru hikers. New vloggers and bloggers that we've added to the community this week. We've added Kentucky to Katahdin, and they were Nobos starting in April. We've also added, and they're on a YouTube channel, and we've also added Instagram accounts. Jake Peraldo, he's going to be flip-flopping starting June 5th. 912_Leo is his name, where you can find him on Instagram. And then we also added today next_step_own_the_AT. And those are Doppler and Q. And they're on Instagram and Facebook. So I will include them down in the description section for the new vloggers we got this week on this video, as well as over at my Facebook page, Ramdino Roaming the Trail. So go over there and check those folks out, and be sure that you go and subscribe their channels and help support them all the way as they go throughout their journey. If I've left anybody out, sorry about that. Please let me know if you want to be included, and we want to make sure that we do that. And the best way you can do that is go over to my Facebook page and find out if we've actually already included you. If not, send us your links, and we'll make sure that we do get you included. Don't want to leave anybody out. Weather report. The weather report looks really good, other than today going on in up north. It's going to be a little bad up north around Penmar, but after that the weather clears out pretty much up and down the trail until the end of the week, and then the first of next week it's going to start getting a little messy. So we'll be as we get closer to that time, we'll be doing an update, and we'll be giving you a little better weather report then. But it looks like this week should be a pretty good week after today, particularly up north. Hikers on the trail whom we have updates for, and please note these are delayed for their safety, but the Minnesota hikers are north of Grayson Highlands. They say everyone's doing great, and they have drafted a new team member, and that's Slim, and they are into their family. Tri, she is north of Grayson Highlands. She's on a Nero right now, although she may be back on the trail. Wrong Way, he has crossed the New York state line, and he says he crossed that on Saturday, and he's under blue skies. He's hiking with Philosopher, and he run into Frozen and Baskets, and they're starting to see more folks that have started the trail with them or around the same time down at Springer, as well as flip-floppers, and just more people in general, more hikers in general on this trail. So he says his feet have recovered nicely from the Roxylvania, also known as Pennsylvania, and the trails are really nice right now. Hawk, he is in New Hampshire and well on his way into New Hampshire, and he's going to be hitting that Maine state line before you know it. Jersey from the Jersey Rednecks is going to be getting back on the trail, and he's going to be starting his Sobo flip-flop in June. So they wanted to add that they appreciate all the subscriber support they had, that was outstanding, and that they're very blessed to have them. And they're looking forward to continuing their challenge and getting back to that tough section that they did so they can link back up and kind of do a Sobo flip-flop here. So Jersey Rednecks, we're looking forward to seeing your progress and how you do, and look forward to listening to what you tell us through YouTube channel. Japheth Hester, also known as the Champ, is north of Damascus. Pork Chop, he is north of Harper's Ferry. And when he crossed into Harper's Ferry, he was bag tag number 122. So that kind of gives you an idea where it bagged tag somewhere around the high or mid 2000s, like around 2500 or so down at Springer. And so a lot of folks are dropping out. Pork Chop, he's at 122, so certainly the bubble hadn't got there yet. We'll talk about that in a minute. But that kind of gives you an indication of the attrition we've had so far. Traveling outside the Bats, they're around Hampton, Tennessee. Wonder Woman, they are north of Waynesboro, Virginia. Marissa Neal is somewhere around the Knock. PDAT was on his Nobo flip-flop, and we'll talk about him in just a minute. Underdog should be into Pennsylvania, well into that by now after his trip into D.C. He tried to get those folks in D.C. straightened out, and he just couldn't do it, so he got back on the trail. Runa is somewhere north of Fontana, and Midlife Hiker has made it to Klingman's Dome and is continuing the mission. So if I missed your update, please get back to me and let me know. The best way to do that is go to my Facebook channel at Rome Dino Roaming the Trails and send me a message so that we'll keep that private where you're at, so we don't, for your own safety, so we won't give away anything we don't need to. And but I will give kind of a general idea of where you are if you'd like to be included in those updates. Folks that are off the trail, we said we'd mention PDAT. PDAT is off the trail. He fell and had an injury, which had a serious infection, and it wound up that his bursa on his knee wound up swelling up pretty bad, and he indicated that it hurt him. It was good on the flats, but hurt him everywhere else. So as most of y'all know, there ain't too many flats on the AT, particularly down south. So PDAT's going to be off the trail for a while he heals up. Pangea Hikes is off the trail. Looks like he's off permanently, and he just decided that that he could vacation and do stuff otherwise than on the trail. There's several other folks that are off the trail that, as I've have reducing the list that I have been going through that, I found that they're no longer on the trail, and some of them haven't been on the trail for a week or more. I'm not going to mention their names. I feel like that may just be too much of an intrusion for them, particularly when they haven't informed me that they are off the trail. So you will find that list getting smaller. On that list, as I reduce it, if you have not posted for a month or more, then I will be taking your name off that list. If you want to be left on that list, please let me know, and we'll make sure we do leave you on the list. But as of right now, we're trying to cut it down and get it to be a little more manageable for those folks that are blogging and folks so that we can support those and get feedback from them in their comment section. News from the trail. Of course, we have Trail Days in Damascus. Is this upcoming weekend, May 17th to the 19th. I'm hoping to be there, as I've mentioned before, and I've had a lot of folks indicate that they're thinking and praying for me. So I have this oral surgery coming up day after tomorrow. Not looking forward to drilling into my jawbone, but hopefully I'll be feeling good enough to come on up there for Trail Days on Friday and spending Friday night there. So look for me when I'm there. I hope that folks will come up and share some of their trail journey with me, and just get together and chat and have a good old time. So look forward to seeing you at Trail Days. Per the ATC, the Mount Rogers High Country Advisory, they're having bear problems that have sprung up again up there. In recent weeks, they've had multiple bear-human encounters that have been reported up there in the Mount Rogers and National Recreation Area and the Grayson Highland State Park. Several bears have successfully retrieved and destroyed folks' bear bags that have been hung in trees as far south as Thomas Knob Shelter, which is at mile 499, and as far north as Hurricane Shelter, which is at mile 515. There, the ATC is indicating if you plan to camp overnight between Elk Gardens at Virginia 600 and Dickey Gap at Virginia 650, and those are the mileage there in the parks, please store your food and smellables in an approved bear-resistant container, such as a bear canister. If you do not have approved device, please plan to camp at one of the 4 sites that are located through that area and store all your food and smellables in those boxes overnight. So that would not only be your bear bag, but also your pack, because that's probably stinking by the time you get up there to Mount Rogers and Grayson Highlands as well. The Antietam shelter, which is at mile 1073.5 from Springer Mountain, has been removed, so it is no longer there. So it does not show up on gut hooks, but it may show up on AWOL's guide, so don't plan to stay there. It's just across the Pennsylvania border. You need to stay at either the Deer Lick shelter, which is 2.4 miles from the Antietam shelter site, or Tumbling Run shelter, which is 1.2 miles after the Antietam site. As I mentioned before, we will start reducing our lists, so look for that reduction there on our Facebook page so that you can go and call out your list as well. Also, happy belated Mother's Day. Of course, I had planned on, as normally, doing this update yesterday, which is Sunday when I normally do it. However, because of the events that happened on the trail and my time researching that and trying to get good information out to everybody, I was not able to do that. So we want to also mention the Hikers Helping Hikers section, and we've added Odie from the Hiker Yearbook. Don't know why I didn't have him on there before, but Odie, we appreciate all you do for folks on the trail, and especially the things that you did here lately to do your best to try to stop the events that occurred this weekend. As many of you know, the events at the Captain, we had an AT attack where there was one person that was killed due to his injuries. There's plenty of information out there. You can also go to my previous update where I talked about that and gave out the information that I had at that time. I do want to give a little bit of update. This is all public knowledge about that, but that there were 4 people involved. 2 of them did escape without injury, and of course the one individual was deceased, and the other individual was hurt very badly. The female hiker was hurt very badly. I've been in contact with people that are close to her, and they say that she is doing well physically, and she's in the hospital. Thru hikers are visiting her, but of course she is going to have a long road down to healing, both physically completely and more so mentally. So keep her in your prayers and your thoughts if you would. The names of the deceased and the names of the injured are not been made public at this time, so I will not make those public until I have either been given permission to do so or they come out publicly in the media somewhere. But she is doing well, and so just to continue to remember her. One of the things that I did want to mention to you is that I am trying to find resources to get in touch with those folks. I don't need to know who they are. If you know who they are, the family of the deceased or the family and or the hiker that was injured, I want to do something tangible for that person, and I need some help with somebody that knows them that can facilitate that for me. I don't need to necessarily know those people's names or anything. Eventually I will need to, but what I'd like to do is start a GoFundMe page. So I'm going to be working on that within the next couple days, and I will come back with an update for everybody, but I do want to do a GoFundMe page to try and raise money to help the family of the deceased as well as the injured hiker and help her out with her medical bill. So look for that. I hope that everybody will come through in a tangible way, not only supporting them with your thoughts and prayers, and when they are made public, if that does occur, if you can, with your comments and everything. But I would also ask that you do something tangible and give to that GoFundMe page. When I do that GoFundMe page, it will be through the section of the GoFundMe website that is for fundraisers, so that they don't keep any of the money. It all goes to the people that we would be raising the money for. So hopefully we can do something tangible and do something real for them, and just to let them know that the hiker community at large out there appreciates them and loves them, and we're just here to support them in any way possible that we can. I know that everybody's emotions are raw right now, particularly those folks that are close to where it happened, but also people that are just out there in the hiker community in general. And I kind of wanted to address that for a minute. I've had a lot of folks come through on my channel and through my update, and they have most, by and large, 98% have given great comments, and just you can just tell how much everybody is just trying to send love through their comments, and just trying to support these people as much as they possibly can. There are subscribers to my channel that are directly involved with what occurred there, and so I'd ask that you keep your comments, keep them on the positive side. This channel is about building people up. There will be plenty of time down the road, and there probably are other channels now that you can go in Monday Morning Quarterback and talk about what other people should have done to stop this. But the fact is that it's just not possible to stop all evil in the world. We live in a fallen world, and these are the circumstances that we live with. The Appalachian Trail is still safe by and large, more so than the Matrix, statistically speaking, and this is not something that we typically have to deal with. But there are people out there that are affected. They don't need to be seeing negative comments. They need to be only seeing positive comments, and so uplifting comments. So I'd appreciate it if you keep those comments in that direction, and let's not speculate and fill our comments full of vitriol. Those type of comments will be taken down. I apologize if that offends you with the free speech crowd and all that neat stuff. I'm all about free speech. I served in the military so that folks could have free speech. However, at this time, I just don't think that's appropriate, not particularly for my channel. So thank you for understanding that, and let's do everything that we can to support these people. So thanks a lot for watching this. Look for my GoFundMe announcement. Hopefully I'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks so we can support the folks that were involved in this. I appreciate you watching, staying here to the end. As always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out here.